Imagine that. Imagine that. Life could change. Imagine that.
So one of the other points was he denounced taking vaccines, especially the COVID vaccine. Um, I would like to hear your take on the upcoming COVID vaccine.
Like me personally,
Yes.
well, I'm not gonna take it if that's what you
Mm-hmm.
mean. Um, I'm a guy that believes in trial and error, um, unless somebody's giving you a blueprint, and even then, like I can know how to change a tire. I can tell you step by step how to change a tire. But if you have a issue with comprehension, or if you have an issue with um, right and left, or strength, um, like steps, like step one, do this, and you like say, oh, I can skip that one. You're not going to execute the blueprint the same way. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like, even if you follow me step by step, you're not going to be able to do that the same way. And I think, like, when you make a vaccine and you're rushing the vaccine, I understand, like, they say, oh, well, uh, technology allowed us to do this. But here's the thing. If this was a man-made virus, and it is, for you to have the creation, you have the cure.
Mm-hmm.
Because if a snake bites you, right, that snake bites you, then it's going to be able to, you're you're trying to capture his venom to make an anti-venom, right?
Yeah.
So then you should have at least the basic building blocks to a cure. Now, to get it mass produced, that's a different story. But at
Mm-hmm.
that point, it's a business transaction. Oh, you want the blueprints to my virus? Here, I'll give you how to make a vaccine. And now
Mm-hmm.
they're selling us the vaccine until we can duplicate it, right? But
Mm-hmm.
it's still trial and error. Because if that's the case, then why would you do this? Here, I'm gonna take a vaccine, but right when COVID started, our fearless leader denied it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then after all these people are supposedly dying, right? Now they say, oh, take this vaccine. But all those people that were dying because they were put on ventilators. And then they said months and months later, they found that that's not a good way to go, not to have ventilators. Then it was, oh, we should have chloroquine. Then it was, oh, we have to add chloroquine with this other, you know, type of medication. And you have to take deep breaths, and you have to sit up. You can't lay down. All this stuff is what they figured out, right? So who are they
Mm-hmm.
taking these trials for this vaccine on? You, not me. Like, they're
Mm-hmm.
not. I don't look. If somebody tells me, "Hey, are you gonna buy the first Tesla?" If I had money to waste, sure, because it's
Mm-hmm.
worth something later.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm like the average Joe, I'm not gonna go buy something that's not tested. You know what I mean? Like, you're
Mm-hmm.
the guinea pig. Oh, you're vaccinated, but now you grow, extra ear, or whatever it may be.
Yeah, I was gonna say another example that will work as well is they have the upcoming PS5 and Xbox Series X coming in November, and I've said this before, but I'm not getting the first version. I usually never do, but before it was because I just didn't have the money to even like buy just outright. But
See?
now, yeah, now, could I buy it outright? Yes. Would I do it now that I can do it? No, because I know there's going to be some type of malfunction that goes on, and I'm not dealing with that, which connects to this whole vaccine thing. My personal stance: I'm not a fan of vaccines. I don't support vaccines. I don't condemn people who do take them, but I just personally that's just not my cup of tea. Once again, definitely not my cup of tea. No tea. I don't even take flu vaccines. I'm not taking nothing that has the actual virus inside it and is quote unquote inactive. That's just not for me. But yeah, this whole COVID thing, I don't agree with the vaccines at all. I don't agree with the people who are behind the vaccines at all. Uh, Please, people, do your research while we're talking about this, and you'll see it all connects. All the dots connect, and it just makes you go, okay, why is this person in charge of this when they've never touched vaccines in their
Yeah.
whole damn life? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
You remember that guy, that commercial? He would go, "This is Kyle Worthington in his dog spot," and he would sell cars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so think of somebody like that, or think about Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean, and all of a sudden you see these ads, Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. He gives you vaccines, Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Some people might be like, "Oh, Mr. Clean does vaccines now," because he has a trusted face.
Mm-hmm.
But most people are gonna go, "The hell, Mr. Clean? Oh, I get it. He's clean, so he's giving you a vaccine." But you're still gonna be like, "What the hell does he know about it? He cleans floors, right?" But say that's a real life guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's no. That's what I don't get about people. Is everything is a campaign, and here's another funny thing. Everybody's been stuck at home all this time. Nobody cares if you can pay your rent, whatever it is. Now all of a sudden, this vaccine is free. Since when? Since when does the government give away anything for free?
Free.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just the way things don't make sense to me, and I'm like, if I was on the other side of this thing, how would this look? Well, it looks like somebody's trying to kill me. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's a whole nother episode.
Yeah, episode, yeah, definitely. Yeah. At the end of the day, I just want people to do their own research and just come up with their own opinions. I One thing that I don't like about the current situation that we're in, and I've just been gauging this by social media, is I feel like so many people have this mentality where if you don't agree with their philosophy, that makes you the enemy. And that's not the case.
Yeah,
It's just simply not the case. That's not how you defeat evil. That is not how people are supposed to work. People are supposed to think for themselves, and we're supposed to respect our opinions and have healthy conversations of dialogue. And yeah, I just, that's one thing that I really don't like that I've seen. And it's not something that hasn't been occurring throughout the last couple of years. It's just it's so big now because everybody's hypersensitive. And this once again connects to Kanye because he also discussed in his Forbes magazine about how African Americans always feel like they have to be Democrats, which I completely disagree with. I feel like you should be whatever party that you want to be. No one has the right to call you a coon. That's a word. Me personally, I don't use. I think I used to be cool with that word, but as I've gotten older, I'm like, no, like no one should be able to call each other a coon just because you don't agree with that person's opinion. And on top of that, that's a slave master's game plan of mentality of here we go, we're gonna separate these people that we've enslaved and make them keep going against each other, even though we're not on Earth no more.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. If you want to be a Democrat, cool. If you want to be a Republican, cool. I happen to be independent.
So,
But
so am I.
whatever, yeah. But yeah, I just want people to think for themselves and select the party that they feel is quote unquote best for them, as opposed to going with one party because their race is saying, hey, you have to do this or else you're a Uncle Tom, you're a coon.
Yeah, no, I get you. But what do you think of? Okay, what word do you think is worse? People walking around. I'm eating on my Oreos. That people walking around saying the N word all day, and in
Mm-hmm.
songs, or coon, being called a coon.
I'm gonna actually say coon. But I'm gonna do a different take. I think that is worse specifically because I feel like that's tearing us or apart or separating us when it comes to having different opinions. I feel like with the N word, objectively speaking, yes, in a perfect world, it should be destroyed, but that's not the case. Look, obviously I use it. I'm pretty sure a lot of people do. But look, I feel that with the coon, it's just like to me, I feel like it really separates like our community. Like people really use that to literally like be like, hey, you're the bad guy, you're the evil person because you don't agree with this philosophy. And that's something that I just wish uh could just decrease, 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 decrease. Because that's why I see online all the time.
So
Um,
like a Uncle Tom.
yeah, yeah, like that term, like Uncle Tom.
Yeah, see, because I grew up being the guy that if white people were cool with me,
Mm-hmm,
black people would tell me, "Oh, you hanging with them whiteys because
mm-hmm,
you are Uncle Tom." But I have, you know me long enough. I I know everybody's race. Like I don't care what you are. I care that
mm-hmm,
what you act like, but you know what I mean? Like if you're not a person with any kind of substance or mind or heart, I
mm-hmm.
don't have time. You know what I mean? I don't need a friend that bad. Like, you know,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't like either word. Um,
Mm-hmm,
because I think even if you say, oh, well, we're calling each other that, if you walk outside and you go to the bank and you're, say you wanted to get a job, you you make music, you mix music, you rap on other people's stuff, like how you do, right? And
mm-hmm,
then you say, well, this isn't doing too well. I'm gonna do something else. And you really like
mm-hmm,
numbers, right? And you're talking to your homie outside and you're saying, you know, nigga this, nigga that, right?
mm-hmm.
And it's just your language. Now, people walking by, you could say, I don't give a, what they think of me. But the attitude and when you're having that conversation and that word being used to them, it's degrading because they use it to degrade you. So to them, they're thinking, well, you fools, you're degrading yourselves. That's why we use it against you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then take it like this. Now, say 2 weeks go by and you go in and have an interview at that same bank that you walk by, and you see the guy that's going to interview you, and you think, oh, wait, I recognize him. Oh, I recognize him from the Starbucks. Well, he recognizes you from standing outside the bank when he was going to Starbucks and you were talking to your friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're automatically put yourself in a negative because that person almost has carte blanche to think of you negatively. Because the reason why I'm saying that is because if you have two white guys outside, they're not calling each other an insult or something that used to be an insult. They might
Mm-hmm.
say dude, they might say bruh, they might, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for the most part, there's no other race that I can think of that stands outside and outwardly says a word that you already said was offensive. And then regardless of why you're using it, it's not, you're now, to me, you're giving people, um, like when you go to Wetzel's Pretzel and you go, would you like a sample? It's like you're giving them that sample of using that word against you.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the coon thing, I think like a Terry Crews, I don't think it's right, but he's an ass kisser for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's just one of those guys that's like, and people justify it. Oh yeah, I might be because okay, Diddy said it. He said I think it was on the episode where he was trying to, when he was like all drunk, when it was Fabulous and Jadakiss and
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
on
Yeah.
Drink Champs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on there he was talking about, oh, we gotta do better. We all gotta do better. No more cooning. And then he said, and that goes for me too, because I be doing that sometimes. Now, as much as I don't like him, I respect him for that. Because he was saying it in the sense of he knows he's still making deals and, you know, like kissing butt to these investors to get what he wants. But they justify it because they go, well, I'm going to get mine. And if you don't like it, then don't like it. They're not looking at the cancer, the fungus that's growing from doing that. And I say that's the cooning kind of Uncle Tom I don't think people need. But like you said, I don't think the communities should be divided over someone's trying to do it the right way versus someone's just trying to do it the street way. I'm trying to get ahead the right way, so I make little small businesses, right? Someone else is like, go ahead with your business. I'm gonna go jack, 2, 3 tourists this week. And to them, that makes them street, that makes them hard, that makes them scary and, powerful. But it also makes people scared of you, have stereotypes of you, and then you bring on that same mentality when you have a kid.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I feel like people have to do a better job. Just like when they say consume certain foods or consume, certain things in moderation. I
Yeah,
feel like everybody just needs to be more aware of their surroundings and how they speak in public. Obviously, you can speak however you want and privately, but it's another thing to speak a certain way publicly,
yeah,
which goes back to everything that you were saying prior.
Cataclysmic soul shift of the righteous. I might just catch a train out at night just to see what's happening. Skid Row seems everlasting, it's saddening. Just give a hammer, man, it's maddening. Leftovers handed over is a start. Use your heart, listen to the words of God. Fellow man, maybe now you'll understand. Do your part and fulfill the master plan. Elemental residential, no frills. Frosty nights always make the bones chill. But still, we drive right past, hit the gas, and forget they had a pass. This can't last, you know it's not right. Put yourself in their cold shoes, alright? Then you'll see, it's not about me. It's all about feeling our true humanity.